University for tonight's Coastal Lacrosse Conference Tournament game between Stockton University and Keene University. The NCAA and Stockton University promote good conduct by student athletes, coaches, staff, and spectators. Please cooperate by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Now here tonight's starting lineup. For Keene, senior number 1, Connor Thatcher. Sophomore number 6, Nick Thorne.
Drew!
Junior number 3, Devin Remmer. And now the starting line for Stockton. Senior from East Windsor, number 5, Sean Haddock. Junior from Wayne, number 6, Regan Capazzoli. Senior from Geraldine, Pennsylvania, number 7, Dante Poli. Senior from Avon by the Sea, number 14, Ryan Anderson. Junior from Mantua, number 17, Brendan McSorley. Junior from Cape May Point, number 33, Matt Gibson. Junior from Montville, number 55, Brendan McHale. Senior from Randolph, number 77, Luke Swedlin. Junior from Boundbrook, number 88, Jared Long. And goal for the Ospreys, junior from Warrington, Pennsylvania, number 12, Colin Bernstein. Stockton's coached by Kevin Zohoff, with assistant coaches Noah Morris and J.J. McKenna. Now please rise for the playing of the national anthem.
Welcome everyone inside the first round of this Coastal Lacrosse Conference Tournament. My name is Eric Bretz, here with you all tonight in Galloway, New Jersey, and we are just about set to see the 12-5 Stockton Ospreys square off against longtime conference rival, the 10-7 Keene Cougars. For Stockton, they finished the regular season with a 3-2 record in the conference, putting them at the number 3 spot, right behind top-ranked Salisbury and Christopher Newport. They finished the regular season last Wednesday against Muhlenberg, where the Ospreys saw themselves down 7-3 at halftime before a valiant second-half comeback, but coming up just short, losing 12-10. Senior attackman Dante Poli led the way in scoring with 3 goals and 2 assists. The 2 junior specialists, Fogo Tyler Horvath and goaltender Colin Bernstein, both had a nice showing. Horvath went 16 of 26 from the faceoff X, while Bernstein finished with 10 saves. For Stockton, they came up just short in that one, but they'll be looking to turn it around tonight against a team who held them scoreless in the first half of their regular season matchup, and that's Keene. As for Keene, they had a promising year going 10-2 to start before running into a brick wall in their first year in their new conference and losing 5 straight to the conference opponents. Their most recent loss came to the hands of the number 4 ranked Christopher Newport on Saturday, where they lost 20-5. Senior attackman Connor Batcher led the way with 2 goals and 1 assist, while sophomore attackman Nick Thorne also added in a goal. The 2 Fogos for Keene had a tough day at the faceoff X. Junior Max Stevens went 4 of 18, and grad student Nicholas Maffa went 3 of 10. Keene is going to need a big boost from both of them here tonight against Tyler Horvath, who's done pretty well this season. Junior goaltender in that one, Devin Reppert, who will start here tonight, played 3 quarters before being pulled and recorded 10 saves in that time. Nick Paterno and Femi Fadipi finished out the game for Kane and combined for 5 more saves. It's a packed house tonight, and it should be a good matchup for you all here in the first round of the inaugural season of the Coastal Lacrosse Conference, as Horvath and Stevens take the face-off, and Horvath wins that one. Stockton going to be in possession first here. Here's Dante Poli. Gets it up to Noam Levy-Smith. Sean Haddock with it now. Glad to see him back in the lineup after an injury the past few games, but he's back here today and looking for a big impact as the Ospreys still getting their subs on. Here's Poli. Gets it up to Ryan Anderson, the senior. He'll take a run at his short stick defender. Now he'll redodge, trying to get upfield. Nice work by the defense. Now Haddock, he'll take a long shot, and that goes! Sean Haddock, the sniper from distance, gets the Ospreys on the board in less than a minute of play. And Stockton strikes first. You could tell Sean Haddock definitely excited to get back out on the field. Stuck that lone away against Devin Reppert. And once again, we'll see Stevens and Horvath at center X. Legal procedure going against Tyler Horvath. First of the half for him. 2 more, which would result in a 30-second penalty by rule. So it'll be Anthony Porter trying to get Kane in the offensive set for the first time here tonight. They struggled a little bit in their clearing against Christopher Newport, but they do a nice job here. Here's Dante Migliano.
There's no way to control the mic volume from up here, right? Yeah, I don't think so.
Now it's Thorne at X, gets it to the near side for Connor Batcher. Now up to Dante Migliano. Now here's Tommy Pellegrino, the 5th year. Going to take a run at Noam Levy-Smith. Now here's Anthony Porter, senior out of Scotch Plains, New Jersey, gets inside and the bouncer goes. As Anthony Porter gets one here. And we're back to all even. 1-1 with 13:30 still to go. We have already had 2 combined goals, just showing you the high-powered offenses from both these teams. Once again, it'll be Max Stevens and Tyler Horvath. This matchup on April 12th, Stockton won 14-12. Max Stevens won 13-27 against Horvath. Horvath 17 of 29. And as I mentioned, Kane went up 7-0 in that first half in their last matchup in the regular season, but Stockton came out in the 3rd quarter with 11 goals. As Stevens trying to bully his way in the middle of the field, but he'll slow it down. And Kane will set up in their offense. You could hear the crowd here. Both sides represented well in this playoff matchup. Anthony Porter on the far side with it. Being defended. It looked like by the short stick, but now it's loose at X. Nick Thorne couldn't handle it cleanly. Now he gets it. Draws a double and he'll find Batcher. Inside, takes a shot, and Pellegrino gets that to go. And Kane goes up 2-1. Tommy Pellegrino, the 5th year out of Wayne, New Jersey, gives Kane their first lead of the night. And now we'll see a new Fogo out there for Kane. It's Nick Maffa, the graduate out of Marlton, New Jersey. He'll take on Horvath now, as Kane has a plethora of Fogos to send Horvath's way tonight if they need. Ball's still loose in front. Jablonski had a shot at it, but it's picked up, but thrown away. It was Drew Tucker, the freshman, who picked it up for Kane, but just lost control as he was trying to pass it to his attackman. So Sean Haddock will start with it at the midfield line. and he'll be accompanied by Ryan Anderson and Brendan McHale on their midfield line. Now Ryan Anderson. Hunter Jenkinson defending him. Haddock had a shot, but it just goes wide. Backed up by Poli, but I believe it'll be Capozzoli to pick it up. Dante Poli, 2 goals away from 200 career goals. And as for Regan Capozzoli with the ball now, he's 6 goals away from 100 career goals as a junior. Both great milestones they'd like to capitalize on here tonight. Poli gets it up to Brendan McHale. McHale turning back in the middle of the field, and it's shot high and wide, but backed up by Ryan Anderson, who has Jenkinson at X inverted. Pass in front, Swedlin with the behind-the-back shot, but it was a nice play by Devin Reppert, standing tall. And Kane looks to clear now. Here's Tyler Nolan. Crossfield pass to Kenny Yeager. Yeager getting hounded by Poli, and Poli gets it loose. Ball's still loose now. And a whistle blows as it was a legal procedure on Kane for not having cleared within 20 seconds. Now here's Swedlin, and that goes. Kane caught sleeping, and the Ospreys tie it at 2 off the quick restart. Luke Swedlin, Stockton's all-time leading goal scorer and all-time points leader, among other things, of course, gets his first here tonight. It was a great job by Dante Poli picking it up off the quick restart, finding his man, big Luke Swedlin, as Swedlin gets it to go past Reppert. It'll be Moffat and Horvath once again. Horvath wins that to himself. And feeling a little pressure, tried to get it back to Levy Smith, and now, after it was loose for a little bit, Levy Smith retains possession. Here's Stan Colomego. Crossfield pass to Poli, tried to get it one-handed, just couldn't connect. So it'll be Kane looking to clear. Crossfield pass to Tyler Nolan. Now upfield, getting hounded by the defense. That was Jackson Early. And a whistle's going to be blown. It's going to be a hold against Stockton. It's going to Kane. With it now is Cormac McCabe as he finds Batcher. Batcher sends it down to Thorne. Now here's McCabe. Going to take a dodge against Grant Pargas, take a ripper, and that hit Bernstein in the helmet. Ball's loose now. Matt Gibson, the first Osprey there, and able to evade a few Kane Cougars, and now he's on the move. Just lobs it over midfield. Thought Noam Levy-Smith was still running, but he looked to have stopped. And now Kane will slow it down with a fresh 80 on their shot clock. Here's McCabe. Now Anton Updale. He's got speed. Gets it down, shot, and that was a save by Bernstein as his stick flew out of his hand. And then we'll see what the call is here. It might be a playing without the stick, or it might be, I didn't know if they might have called a crease violation, but it looked to have definitely been playing without the stick. The ball got caught up in the goalie stick, and it was twirling around a little bit. So 60 seconds on the shot clock. Kane going back to work. Here's McCabe. Gets it down to Batcher. He'll set a pick for him. Nice job by Grant Pargas laying the lumber on Batcher. And it gets loose as there's a timeout going to be called. So with 9:34 to go here in the opening quarter, we're all tied up at 2. We'll be right back. Stay with us. welcome back out of the timeout. Kane will have the ball with 9:34 still to play here in the first. And it started out with fireworks. Both teams unable to be stopped in their first two possessions. And now they've kind of calmed down a little bit, come back down to earth. And some nice saves from the goalies, nice defense being played. And it's going to be Connor Bratcher to start it here in this near side alley. Cormac McCabe gets it to Anton Updale. Able to make another quick move past Levy Smith. He takes a shot. That one goes over the cage, backed up by Nick Thorne. Now Thorne from X, working against Matt Gibson. Nice job by Matt Gibson, jarring it loose. Now it's a ground ball on the near sideline, and it's going to go to Kane. Nice job by Nick Thorne, not giving up on the play. Now here's McCabe. Down the near side alley, he'll send it through X. Now early on the far side. Working against Scanlon as his stick goes helicoptering in the air. And it's going to the Ospreys. Nice work by Brennan Scanlon. And the Ospreys now are going to look to clear. Here's Levy Smith with it. One man clear is Noam Levy Smith, and he's able to get it over the midfield line. Now it's Hayden Smallwood checking into the game alongside Stan Colamago and Robbie O'Brien on their midfield line. Colamago likes dodging with his shoulder down, likes throwing the shoulder into his defender, getting him off balance. But he'll find Smallwood now working against the shorty Jenkinson. Finds Capozzoli. He'll set a pick for him. Capozzoli has some room. He'll take a shot, and that goes! Regan Capozzoli now only 5 goals away from 100 career goals as he gets Stockton back in the lead. It's 3-2. Now Max Stevens will be back at center X after taking a few shifts off in place of Nick Maffa replaced him. But now it'll be Stevens and Horvath once again. Legal procedure once again on Horvath. So one of the problems with Stockton compared to Kane is Stockton really only has Horvath, who's their, go-to Fogo, compared to Kane, who's got a few more that they could shuffle around in case of a few illegal procedures. Hunter Van Zant really the only other Osprey that has taken faceoffs. He's 6 of 18 on the season. Excuse me, 8 of 16. Now Pellegrino gets it up top to Porter, and it's a shot that goes wide. Nice work defensively by Woolery, as it was Migliano trying to get that one off. It's backed up by Kane, and Nick Thorne will have it now. Working against Matt Gibson. Now to Batcher. He gets inside, and that one goes wide. Thorne working from X once again against Gibson. Trying to get the inside roll, and nice save by Bernstein. There's a shifty move from Thorne, but Bernstein right there for him. Now here's Scanlon on the near side. Scanlon able to find the cutting Poley that goes right off the tip of the stick. Poley not happy with himself about that one. And it's going back to Kane. Here's Reppert with it. To the far side for Nolan. Now it's McCabe trying to clear it, and is able to. Now Batcher with it on the near side. Gets it up to McCabe. He's accompanied by Migliano, along with Johnson, as Migliano will check off.
The battery couldn't do its job, not me.
Now here's Johnson. Finds Batcher. Trying to get in the middle of the field. He's got a cannon. He rips it, and that goes. Connor Batcher with his first goal of the day, the senior out of Riverhead, New York. And once again, we're all tied up. It's 3-3. And once again, it'll be Nick Maffa out there with Tyler Horvath. There's a nice move from Batcher using the pick, getting in the middle of the field and finishing past Bernstein. .6:27 to go here in the first. It's all tied up at 3. Here's Horvath, wins that cleanly back to himself. Now Stockton will be back on offense. Sean Haddock checking in from the box along with Ryan Anderson. And coming in a little late is McHale. Brendan McHale with it up top now. He'll get some pressure from, looks to be Anthony Porter, and it is. Making him turn back. Swedlin open on the backside, just couldn't find him. Now McHale finds Capozzoli. To X for Poli. Now Poli will take a run at Thorne. Got his guy hung up, finds Swedlin, and that's a nice save by Reppert. As Poli had Stephen Thorne, brother of Nick Thorne, on the other side, trying to feed it to Luke Swedlin, but once again, nice save by Reppert. Now they'll work the two-man game from X, or so it looked like. Poli's guy fell. Now he'll work against the shorty Porter. Behind the back pass to Swedlin, and Swedlin just goes wide with that attempt. Swedlin had 2 goals in their game against Muhlenberg last Wednesday. Shot 14 times, so he's really not afraid to let it fly, as he has it once again. Gets inside, and he loses his balance. He's going to say he was in the crease. Now Kane will look to clear. No one on the far side. Sends it back to his goalie. Now here's Porter on the near side. Porter able to get it up to Jenkinson, and now here's Batcher. They got numbers if they want it, maybe not. They'll slow it down. They find a cutter. That's Pellegrino, and Pellegrino makes them pay with the somersault. As Tommy Pellegrino notches his second goal off a beautiful pass coming from Thorne. Excuse me, that was Batcher, not Thorne. So now we'll see Stevens and Horvath once again as Kane back in front. You had a feeling it would be a game like this, a little back and forth. And so far, it's lived up to the hype. Horvath had a chance at it, just couldn't cleanly grab it. Now it's loose. Behind the back pass to Poli from Swedlin. Lost it. Now regains possession. Cutter was Horvath as he tried to get back in the mix. But Jablonski is able to grab it for Stockton. Now at X is Poli. See if he tries to go quick with short numbers on the field. He's a little outnumbered as far as defenders, though. So he'll slow it down with Thorne defending. McHale finds Anderson on the far side. He'll take a run at Hunter Jenkinson. Jenkinson with a nice job defensively right there. Now here's Haddock. Haddock working against Anthony Maffa, brother of Nick Maffa. So a few brothers on this team for Kane. Inside roll from Poli. He gets to go on the few fakes. And Dante Poli with his first of the day. And now only 1 goal away from 200 career goals. Really nice work from Dante Poli using the inside roll. And just like that, we're back at 4. All tied up. 3:55 to go here in the opening quarter. It's going to be Stevens and Horvath once again. Horvath with another win. He's done great here to start. Finds Poli. Is this the winner? Yes, it is. Number 200 for Dante Poli. And a huge congratulations as he gets back-to-back goals in under 10 seconds. Off a great play from his high school teammate, Tyler Horvath. And it'll be Nick Maffa and Tyler Horvath once again. And as it's said over the loudspeaker, 200 career goals, you could hear the applause from the home Osprey fans, as Dante Poli has been a huge contributor to their success these past few years. Now Horvath able to win it between his legs. Now Levy Smith. And Horvath having his way right now with these Kane Fogos. Now Levy Smith with it in the far corner. Finds Poli. Poli going for a hat trick. Turns and fires, but goes out of bounds. And it'll be Swedlin to pick it up off the end line. Quickly up to Capozzoli. Now it's Ethan Faught checking in from the box for the first time here tonight. He's accompanied by Stan Colamago with the ball now, and Hayden Smallwood. Colamago getting inside, shot. Goes wide as he fell to the ground. Backed up by Poli. Thorne defending now from X. 45 on the shot clock. Poli still working from the far side now. Nice save by Reppert off the backhanded shot from Poli. It's loose now on the near side. Nolan's got it. And nice work by Ethan Faught. But they're still going to say it's going to Kane. I don't know how that's possible with the ball was in Nolan's stick. Either way, it's going to Kane. Nolan with the long pass upfield. Able to find Tyler Scott. And Scott dumps it off to his attackman. Anthony Porter out there along with Tommy Pellegrino and Dante Magliano, excuse me. Now it's going to be Pellegrino. He's already got 2 goals. Now Nick Thorne at X. Trying to get past Matt Gibson. Up to Magliano. Nice split dodge by him. But good defensive work as well by the short stick, Grant Pargas. To the far side as Porter sends it through X. Thorne up top to Pellegrino. He'll take a run at Steve Woolery. Quick slide from Pargas. Now he'll re-dodge with 20 on the shot clock. Takes a shot over the crossbar. 16 on the shot clock to work with now. Here's Anthony Porter trying to get the wraparound. I'm not sure if they're going to say it hit the goalie or goaltender, and I'm not sure it did. Porter's arguing with the ref about it, and now the refs will come together and speak about it. Bernstein doesn't think that it hit him, just a matter of it possibly hitting the goal. I'm not sure it did. And they're going to leave it right where it is, 8 seconds on the shot clock as Kane will substitute, hit their guys out, get their defenders on, and anticipate a clear if nothing happens here from Nick Thorne. Quick slide coming from Scanlon. Thorne takes a shot, nice save by Bernstein. And now here's Matt Gibson looking to clear it. Finds Grant Pargas. Grant Pargas able to split a few defenders there, and he'll slow it down in his offensive end. Senior out of Sparta, New Jersey. And a timeout called by head coach Kevin Zuloff for the Ospreys with 1:07 here to go in the first. Stockton up 5-4 in the first round of this CLC conference game. We'll be right back. Welcome back out of the timeout. Stockton will have the ball as they hold a 1-goal lead with just about a minute left here in this opening quarter. Just wanted to give some more information about other Coastal Lacrosse first round matchup, which was Mary Washington and Montclair State. Montclair State pulled it out with an 18-14 victory. So if Stockton were to win today, Montclair State would play Salisbury, the number 1 seed, and Stockton would play Christopher Newport, the number 2 seed. But if Kane wins, then ball loose. Excuse me, but if Kane wins, then they would play Salisbury and Montclair State would play Christopher Newport. Now McHale gets it up. Now here's Haddock. He's got range, as you saw in that first goal that the Ospreys scored. Defended tightly here by Tyler Scott. About 30 on that clock here in the first quarter. Ryan Anderson still working from the far side. His defender falls. Looking for an opening. Finds McHale. McHale just couldn't hold on to it. Swedlin with it now. A nice save by Reppert on the doorstep. 15 on the game clock. So they're going to have to move quickly. As Thorne's got it on the far side. Or excuse me, that was Yeager. Long pass, and it was almost Batcher who came away with it, but there's Dylan Johnson. And somehow the Cougars score with 2.9 to go here in this opening quarter. As it was tipped off the stick of Nick Thorne, Batcher had a shot at it, and somehow Johnson able to scoop it up and finish past Bernstein. What a sequence of events there. As it all started with Kenny Yeager, the defender, with the long pass upfield. 2.9, this will be the last action here in the first quarter, but it has been action-packed to say the least. It's an illegal procedure on Stevens, and Levy Smith trying to send it to Swedlin in front, but that is where the first quarter of action will end. All tied up at 5-5. Tommy Pellegrino, the leading goal scorer for Kane. As for Stockton, it's Dante Poli. We'll take a quick break and we'll get right back to the action after this. Stay with us. Welcome everybody back to the second quarter of action in this first round of the Coastal Lacrosse Conference between Stockton and Kane. We're all tied up at 5 here as we're just about set to start the second quarter of action. I want to correct myself earlier in the game when I was talking about the seeding of the Coastal Lacrosse Conference. So either way, whoever wins this game, they will play the number 2 Christopher Newport, and it's going to be Salisbury against Montclair State on Friday. Tyler Horvath started out great in that first quarter, going 7-11 on faceoffs, loses the opening one. Now 7-12 as Max Stevens was able to get one there. Here's Drew Tucker. Tucker gets that taken away from Levy Smith by Levy Smith. Now Levy Smith looking to get upfield. He'll slow it down as Stockton will get their subs in for the first time in this quarter, as Stan Colamago couldn't handle the big pass, the high pass, I should say. Flag flies as Hunter Jenkinson comes to the ground, and it looks to be a push with possession, I would assume. They might be getting Robbie O'Brien with this one. I did not see who pushed him, but a flag flew as he fell to the ground. So we'll get the first look at Kane's man-up unit go to work. They're 43% on the season, 26 of 60. And they'll have Porter out there along with Pellegrino, Johnson, Batcher, Magliano, and Thorne. They start in the open set with no one in the middle. Usually they'll send it around a few times. And then they'll send a guy in the middle. It's a 30-second penalty on Matt Gibson. Here's Pellegrino. Finds Johnson, now up top to Porter. Skip pass down low. Trying to find Thorne. Nice work defensively. Now pass up top. Gets picked off by Brendan Scanlon. Scanlon comes away with it. Now Stockton will look to clear off. Looks like they're just about clearing off their penalty as they will be released. There's an issue with the clock, so the referees will stop the time real quick. And we'll see what comes of it. Graham Pargas had the ball in Kane's offensive side of the field, but it looks like it'll stick with Stockton here. It's going to be Sean Haddock to pick it up. Penalty will be released. And now Haddock going to try to get past these two Kane attackmen as he's able to. He's accompanied by Brendan McHale and Ryan Anderson on his midfield line, as Anderson will take a run at Jenkinson. Trying to get back upfield, finds Haddock. Now to X for Poli. Up top, here's McHale. Nice move to get to the middle of the field, but quick double comes. Finds Swedlin, but it was taken away very quickly by Kenny Yeager on the takeaway check. Now Thorne on the far side of the field getting chased down by Poli, a long pass to Batcher. Now Thorne. Cross field there to Dylan Johnson. It's Johnson trying to get a shot away, gets in front, takes a shot, and that goes. What a great individual effort there from Dylan Johnson, the freshman out of Flemington, New Jersey. And he's got his second goal of the night. And Kane gets back in the driver's seat. They're up 6-5. Once again, it'll be Max Stevens and Tyler Horvath to take the faceoff. Stevens was able to win the faceoff to start the quarter after Horvath had a really nice start, going 7 of 11 in the first quarter. Horvath falls, and it's going to Stockton. Here's Levy Smith working against Anthony Porter. Now they'll slow it down, as it'll be Haddock, Anderson, and McHale once again on the midfield line. They're going to have about 50 seconds to work with on their shot clock. Here's Sean Haddock working against the LSM Anthony Maffa. Now Capozzoli on the near side, able to get in the middle of the field, more room, and a nice save by Reppert as he comes out of the cage. Now here's Anderson. Pass in front, Capozzoli, and that's a goal! Stockton ties it up once again. Regan Capozzoli on the second chance effort. And a beautiful pass from Ryan Anderson, as Capozzoli tallies his second. And Ryan Anderson with another assist on a great season for him. He's second on the team in assists, only behind Dante Poli, Stockton's all-time leader in assists. So not a bad spot to be if you're Ryan Anderson, and he adds in another one here. I believe it's Nick Maffa out there for Kane this time. It is, and he's up against Horvath once again. Maffa able to win that to himself, but couldn't cleanly grab it. And now he's able to. Finds Johnson on the near side, and he looked like a nice double chance, but he's able to get away from a few defenders there. Now up top, it's Tommy Pellegrino with it. On his midfield line, we'll see Dante Magliano along with Anthony Porter. Now up top to Porter. He'll take a run at Jablonski. These two were high school teammates at Scotch Plains. In front shot and goes wide. It was a good opportunity for Kane there. Now at X, here's Johnson working against big boy Brendan McSorley. Up top for Anthony Porter. Nice defense there from Jablonski. 25 on the shot clock. Porter will redodge. Trying to get the wraparound once again, but a nice play there by Noam Levy-Smith picking it up off the shot. As he takes a few whacks from Dylan Johnson. He hasn't been shy about letting these Stockton midfielders know how he feels about him. Levy-Smith now trying to get inside. Able to send it to X for Poli. Levy-Smith plays mostly defensive midi, but he can definitely stay on and play offensive midi if needed. Now Poli at X. Stephen Thorne jars the ball loose. Yeager picks it up. Long pass to Batcher, but just couldn't connect. Or excuse me, that was Nick Thorne he was trying to find. Just a little over his head. And it's going back to Stockton. Matt Gibson up the middle of the field with it. Now he'll go to the far side. Trying to fake out Thorne, and he's able to for the time being. And he's over midfield. Nice clear once again from Stockton. As Smallwood's got it, trying to get underneath his defender, and he's able to go and get his first goal of the night. Hayden Smallwood tallies his first as he was able to fake out Reppert on the doorstep. And once again, Stockton regains the lead, 7-6. And once again, it'll be Maffa against Horvath. Horvath wins it clean to himself. Forward. Finds Poli. Poli will rip that one, or so he thought. Now he'll take a second chance, but goes over the cage on the low to high ripper. Here's Poli at X. Stockton still getting their subs in. It's Sean Haddock, Ryan Anderson, and Brendan McHale. As Poli works the two-man game with Swedlin. Finds Swedlin on the roll, and that goes. It looked like Swedlin was completely covered by two guys on the slip. But Poli able to find him as Swedlin gets his second. Those two have played together for over 4 years now, and they've obviously gotten a little chemistry between the two. And Stockton up 2 goals now for the first time. It's the largest lead for either team. It's now 8-6 with 9:43 to go here in the first half. Horvath against Stevens, wins it back to himself, but Stevens with a nice lift check as it was Nick Thorne trying to get the quick offense started by finding Dylan Johnson, but just couldn't connect. And now the Ospreys couldn't connect on their clear between Levy-Smith and Gibson. And nice work by Gibson, staying with it, trying to find Poli inside, but a smart timeout from head coach Kevin Zuloff, as he knew Gibson was in some trouble. So with 9:24 to go here in the first half, Stockton up 8-6 against Kane. Please stay with us. Welcome back. the last 9.5 minutes here in the first half as Stockton has their largest lead of the night. It's 8-6, and they'll have possession on the near side. It's going to be Regan Capozzoli, who's got 2 goals for Stockton. And it's really been this Stockton attack that, I mean, not that anybody would be surprised. They're the 3 top goal scorers on the team, but every Stockton attackman right now, Swedling, Capozzoli, and Poli, each with 2 goals. With some nice contributions from them. Here's Ryan Anderson working against Jenkinson. Finds Capozzoli, he'll use the pick. Now trying to get top side. And that goes off the crossbar as the ball's going to be loose now. Ball's still up. Yeager had a shot at it. Now he's got it as he loses it with a nice body check from Stockton. Ryan Anderson laying the wood there. Ball still loose, and nice work by McHale to corral it for the Ospreys. Fresh 80 on the shot clock. They have no rush at all. Here's McHale from the far side. Nice defense there. And Tyler Scott now up top. Here's Ryan Anderson against Jenkinson. Takes a shot. That goes off the crossbar. Just about 60 seconds now on the shot clock. Here's Poli. Working from X. Trying to get the inside roll. Falls to his feet. Falls on his back. And a loose ball goes to Stephen Thorne. Nice work by him. Quick pass upfield, and Gibson laying the wood. No flag, and you got to know the Kane fans are not going to like that. And that might be the turning point of this game. You might see the intensity start ratcheting up just a little bit if it already hasn't. Kane's going to take a timeout. You got to see Shelly Shiner right now not happy with that official on that far side at all. So they call a clean hit against Matt Gibson, but one of the things you got to think about is how defenseless Scott was there, which is exactly, I'm sure, what head coach Shelly Shiner is not liking about that hit. Because Scott never saw him coming. It was definitely a blindside hit. And Kane fans still expressing their displeasures with this officiating crew. So we'll stay right here through the timeout. But glad to see that Scott was able to walk off on his own. And he looks to be somewhat all right. Big hit from Gibson. Kane is 27 and 26 all time versus Stockton. So if Stockton's able to pull this out, they'd be deadlocked at 27 wins against each other. But I'm able to see Scott on that sideline right now. He seems to be up and all right. So glad to see that freshman defender Tyler Scott wasn't injured too bad from that hit. And it's going to be Dylan Johnson to start with it on the near side with about 60 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Pellegrino. Levy Smith defending, able to get past him inside to Magliano, and nice play right there from Scanlon on the slide upfield to Magliano. Now Levy Smith on the run. He's got to step on his defender. Finds Capozzoli. He takes a low angle shot, and Regan Capozzoli gets a hat trick here in the first half. As Stockton goes up 3, it's 9-6 now. And it'll be Moffa and Horvath once again, with just under 7.5 to go here in the first half. So Stockton up 3 right now, but you definitely can't count Kane out. They're a team that's never going to give up, especially against a team like Stockton. They always play them well, play them hard, and they play them for 60 minutes for sure. Mick Sorley draws the flag as it's getting real physical now. It's really It's quite comical to hear these Kane parents, if I'm being honest. They don't like that flag, of course, but I'm not sure who they're going to give it to, but one of the attackmen for Kane was just needlessly swinging it like a baseball bat at McSorley. And now the penalty will be assessed. It's definitely going to be a 1-minute penalty for slashing. It's just a matter of who they're going to give it to. As always, this rivalry is going to be a good one. Looks like Drew Tucker is going to serve the penalty for slashing. And so we'll see Stockton's man-up unit go to work now for the first time here tonight. They're 32% on the season, going 20 of 63. Man-up specialist Colin Hopkins into the game right now for Stockton, along with Capozzoli, Swedlin, Poli, Haddock, and Anderson. Haddock, long-range shot, hits off the post. And that post has been quite busy here in the second quarter for Stockton. Anderson finds Capozzoli, cross-field to Haddock. Now a skip pass to Anderson. It was low, but able to find Haddock. Poli finds Haddock, steps into one, and it looks like it hit someone in front. Nice work defensively. That's Adam Claxton. Claxton lost it. Poli back with it, finds Swedlin in the middle. Swedlin just kind of flips it up to Anderson as he collides with Jenkinson. And now it's taken away here. It's number 12. That's Tyler Nolan as a flag flies, and Kane's going to go on the man up. And that one goes. Number 6, Nick Thorne, strikes for his first goal of the day, the sophomore out of Flemington, New Jersey. We'll see if the flag will stand or if they'll pick it up. But now 9-7 with 5:43 to go. And so the penalty, it looks like they will assess it against Gibson. So Gibson going off. It's going to be an unnecessary roughness call. And that's a head scratcher if he got a call like that on a play like that compared to his hit at midfield earlier. But it'll be Stevens and Horvath once again as Stockton will be man down for this faceoff. But if you know Tyler Horvath, you know he can win this one forward and start a fast break, or win it behind and kind of try to eat out this penalty clock a little bit. Now it's a lockup at midfield, definitely favoring Kane. Stevens on the ground. Scanlon was there. Horvath had a chance too. Horvath has it as he falls. Flag flies. And you got to think the referees are trying to get control of this game a little bit with the flags that have been flying this past few minutes. They know exactly what this rivalry entails. And after calling the game a little loose there in the first quarter and a half, you got to think they talked about it. They want to kind of get control back. Make sure the Ospreys and the Cougars are focusing on lacrosse, not about hitting each other. So it's going to be Max Stevens to serve a 30-second penalty. That will be released 10 seconds before Gibson is released. Gibson still with 40 seconds on his penalty. So it looks like Stockton has the D middies out there expecting that they're just going to go right from offense to defense. It's Woolery and Noam Levy-Smith out there, as it'll be 5-on-5 for 30 seconds. Levy-Smith looks content with just holding on to it and letting both of those penalty clocks bleed out. But again, like I said, he's not just a D midi. He could definitely play offense if Drew Tucker were to start pressuring him out there. 3 seconds on the penalty for Stevens. And Porter is released from midfield. Gibson still with his helmet off on that sideline as his penalty is now released. And it's going to be Sean Haddock checking in with just about 35 seconds still on Stockton's shot clock. Haddock trying to find Swedlin, but that one couldn't connect. It's going to Kane. And it's definitely worth noting that Matt Gibson's on the sideline with his helmet off for Stockton. That's not a good sign, as he's one of their top defenders, obviously. And looks like he's doing a few jogs up and down the sideline. As that one's turned back over to the Ospreys. About 4 minutes to go here in the first half. It's 9-7 Stockton. Their largest lead has been 3. Before Nick Thorne cashed in just a few minutes ago. Put it back to 2 goals. Now Stockton trying to get it back to 3. Here's Ryan Anderson working against Jenkinson. He'll re-dodge from the far alley. Trying to get underneath. Unable to. Pass inside to Haddock. Now McHale. Capozzoli sends it to X for Poli, and he'll take a run at Thorne. Trying to use the pick. Now finds the cutter shot, and that hit someone in front. That was Anderson. Tried to get it away, and Brendan McHale goes low to high, top left, past Devin Reppert. As Stockton back to 3 goals on their lead. It's 10-7 as McHale gets his first goal of the day. He transferred from Wagner 2 seasons ago. It's his second season with the Ospreys, and he's battled a few injuries, but he's been a real nice addition for this Osprey squad. Here's Stevens and Horvath. Horvath wins that cleanly back to himself. Now Stockton will look to go back-to-back here and stretch this lead even more. Now here's Colomego. He's got the long stick Drew Tucker onto him. As he sends it to X, and Stockton now has their middies out there and set. Here's Robbie O'Brien, 5th on the team in assists. So he's definitely a good feeder, keeps his head up while dodging, finds Swedlin in front, and he tried to get that one off. It was blocked up by a defender in front. Now here's Nolan. Nice pass upfield. It's Tyler Scott able to find Cormac McCabe. McCabe gets it down to his attackman. That looks to be Thorne, and it is. About a minute to work with on the shot clock. Just about 2 minutes or so to go on the game clock for the half. Now here's Johnson from X. Or excuse me, that was Batcher. Finds McCabe up top. Takes a shot. Nice save by Bernstein. Maybe it hit someone in front or didn't hit the goal at all, as the shot clock did not reset, so it's 35 seconds. Kane looking to go quick. Nice save by Bernstein there, as McSorley comes away with it. Backhanded pass to the other side of the field for Scanlon. Now back to the other side for McSorley, and just not enough on that pass. It's going to go out of bounds with 1:35. As Johnson will pick it up. Cormac McCabe still out there for Kane. Anton Updale takes a shot coming out of the box. It's backed up by Dylan Johnson. Now here's Thorne at X. Gets it up for Connor Batcher. Now McCabe finds Dylan Johnson. Johnson trying to get up the middle of the field. Now he's switched off on by Grant Pargas, short stick defender. Nice work by Pargas, keeping his guy in front of him. Ball's loose now at X. And it'll go out of bounds. Stockton will have it with a minute on the clock. Shot clock not an issue at this point. As here's Levy Smith getting an applause from these Osprey fans. Once again, a really nice showing for both sides. As far as fans go, both sides' fans really amped up. Now Levy Smith. He'll sub out. Grant Pargas has it now. Trying to get up to the top of the field. There's Jenkinson defending Haddock. Haddock will take a lefty shot. Not the ideal hand for him, but definitely could shoot with it. Now here's Poley with just under 20 seconds to go. Crossfield pass to Swedlin, just couldn't connect right on the doorstep. 13.9 to go now. It's been an action-packed first half here in Galloway, New Jersey. Reppert trying to get it upfield. It's picked off by Haddock. He's got 5 seconds. Finds Poley. Finds Swedlin behind the back. Shot. Nice save by Reppert on the doorstep. And that's where the first half of action will come to an end, as Stockton is up 10-7 here in the first half. Capozzoli leading the way now with 3 goals, just 3 goals away from 100 career goals. And once again, congratulations to Dante Poley as he tallied his 200th career goal in this first half. As for Kane, it's been Tommy Pellegrino with 2 goals and Dylan Johnson with 2 goals as their leading scorers. So we'll take a quick 10-minute break, and we'll get right back to the action after this. My name's Eric Brett. Stay with us. Hello everyone and welcome back to the second half of action in this first round of the Coastal Lacrosse Conference between Stockton and Kane. Stockton got off to a 10-7 lead there in that first half with Regan Capozzoli tallying 3 goals. Just 3 goals for him away from 100 career goals now. Dante Poli notched 200 career goals in that first half. As for Kane, it was Tommy Pellegrino and Dylan Johnson, each with 2. And we're just about set for this second half action. It's going to be Horvath and Stevens taking the opening draw. Stevens wins it cleanly to himself. And Kane going to go on offense here first. He'll take a shot. High bouncer goes over the goal. Gets backed up by Thorne. So I hope you all had a good 10-minute break. It was a lot better than the 10 minutes for a Kane parent who dropped her phone in the porta potty. Not sure that's going to be recoverable. Here's Dante Magliano from up top. Batcher sends it down to Thorne. Now over to Johnson. Magliano now. Down the near side alley. Great job by Grant Pargas. They're going to throw a flag for a push from the behind, but it looked clean, originally at least. And Pellegrino shoots that one wide, so a penalty will be assessed, but it did look like a clean hit from Grant Pargas as he was coming right down the alley, just kind of caught him off balance a little bit. So once again, we'll see the man-up unit go to work for Kane for the second time here tonight. It's going to be a push and a 30-second penalty for Grant Pargas. Tough break for Stockton to start this half. Agliano will start with it in the near alley. Sends it to X for Thorne. Now Johnson finds Pellegrino, back to Johnson. Up top to Porter. Now Batcher on the near side. Pellegrino unloads, and that one goes over the crossbar. 12 seconds on the penalty. It's going to be Noam Levy-Smith to check in from the top. Once it's released, if it's released, provided that Kane doesn't score. But it's looking good right now for Stockton. Thought I might have jinxed him there, but nice play by Matt Gibson as he's able to shake past a few defenders. Penalties released. Now McSorley sends it to X for Scanlon, and Scanlon moving up the field with it now. Nice bounce pass upfield to Noam Levy-Smith. Now Levy-Smith takes a shot. That one goes. The true two-way, Noam Levy-Smith gets Stockton up 4. It's 11-7 now, and a quick start for Stockton on their first possession of the half. When I told you before that he could play offense, I was not kidding. Sticks that one top right past Reppert. And a nice start for Stockton out of the gates here in the second half. It'll be Stevens and Horvath once again. Stevens won the first one of the half. Horvath had the clamp, but just couldn't finish it off as Woolery will pick it up for Stockton. Now he's on the move. Uneven break. He takes a shot. Nice save by Reppert. Reppert clears it out to Thorne. Now middle of the field for Tucker. To the far side for Porter. Porter, real quick and shifty midfielder. Will slow it up in his offensive end. Porter on this midfield line, along with Pellegrino and Magliano. Magliano checking in late. Finds Batcher. Now Thorne. Nice spin move at X. Gets upfield, takes a shot, low angle, and I think that went in. So he beats Bernstein on the near side and gets one back for the Cougars. Very anticlimactic there. No one on the sideline at least knowing what was really going on, but Bernstein was the first one, of course, to see it. That's back to a 3-goal game. It's 11-8 now. Once again, it'll be Stevens and Horvath. Horvath got the better of Stevens and Maffa in that first half. And after losing the first face-off, Woolery was able to pick up the one just before. And now Stevens wins another one. Max Stevens gets some cheers from this Kane crowd. Batcher sends it down through X. Now here's Johnson. It's Slusser out there along with Cormac McCabe and Anton Updale. From X. Thorne gets it up. Now here's McCabe. Working against Brendan Scanlon, the long stick midfielder. Now at X, here's Thorne once again. Trying to get past Gibson. Gibson's done a nice job against him today. Now Batcher. Quick double from the Ospreys. Sends Batcher to the ground. Now it's a loose ball on the near side. Picked up by Thorne as he's feeling a few of those checks he just received. Crossfield to Pellegrino, and that goes. Cormac McCabe. Cormac McCabe beats Bernstein for his first goal of the day. And now Kane looking to get on a little run of their own with back-to-back goals. And once again at the face-off X, they're changing it now. It's going to be Nick Maffa for his first face-off of this second half. And as always, it'll be Tyler Horvath for the Ospreys. Batcher gets the assist. It was a nice job by Thorne picking it up on the near side. After taking a few checks from this Osprey defense, was able to find Batcher, and Batcher with the cross-field pass to Cormac McCabe. Just over 11 minutes to go here in the third quarter. It's going to be an illegal procedure on Maffa. Now here's Kane. As I said, looking for a little run here. They could pop off 3 straight. They'll come within 1. They've already got 2, looking for their third on this possession. Here's Thorne. Gets it back to Johnson. Now up top, here's Pellegrino. Working against Woolery, the defender. Transfer from Jacksonville. Batcher with some space finds the post. And Woolery was trying to get the one-handed ground ball. As Grant Pargas able to come away with it out of that ground ball pile, but a great interception from Dylan Johnson. With the Air Jordan right there, it looked like a one-handed snag out of the air. Here's Porter, finds Pellegrino, and another hit off the post. Magliano from the near side. He'll slow things down. That goal has taken a beating from Stockton in the second quarter. Now to start the third quarter with already 2 posts from Kane. Here's Thorne at X, working against Gibson. Trying to turn the corner, and he gets that to go. Nick Thorne with a hat trick. And Stockton comes within 1. Kane comes within 1 of Stockton. As it's now 11-10. And as I mentioned in that first half, you just can't really write off Kane. They're always going to battle back, especially against a team like Stockton. So it'll be Stevens and Horvath once again. Horvath wins it. Trying to start some offense. Finds Swedlin. Swedlin couldn't handle it cleanly, but was able to retain possession for the Ospreys. Now Poli at X with it. Stephen Thorne defending. Brendan McHale sends it up top for Ryan Anderson. So he'll take a long run at Drew Tucker. Now Capizzoli trying to get in the middle of the field. That one over the crossbar. Backed up by Stockton. Poli will work the two-man game with McHale at X. Now Poli trying to find Swedlin, and Swedlin able to handle the bounce pass, but it was Reppert with a nice kick save, it looked like. Now Kane will come the other way. Long crossfield pass to Tyler Scott, and he's able to collect that. And Kane with another successful clear. Scott was the one that got blown up by Matt Gibson at midfield there in that first half. Glad to see he's back out on the field, not suffering any injuries from that. Once again, Jonathan Sussler checks in for Kane, along with Cormac McCabe and Anton Updale on that midfield unit. Updale's got some speed, and he's used it to get past Levy Smith a few times, as Levy Smith's stretching out his defensive strategy a little bit. As Slusser has it on the far side, working against Brendan Scanlon. Scanlon, one of the better takeaway checkers on Stockton's unit. First on the team in caused turnovers. Now up top, here's Nick Thorne. Working against a short stick Haddock. Haddock gets switched off on Updale. Now McCabe takes another shot as he falls to the ground, courtesy of Gibson. It's going to be backed up by Kane, as that's Connor Batcher with it. Defended by McSorley. And as the shot clock expires, they just dump it in the corner, get their subs on defensively. Now Stockton will look to clear it. It's going to be Noam Levy-Smith for what he'll attempt to be another one-man clear. But he's got Ryan Anderson open, and he finds him. Now Anderson, one man to beat. Falls down. Still with it for a moment as Jenkinson had it. Goosed it upfield. Now there's Johnson with it as he falls to the ground. Now things are starting to get physical here in the second half, as there's Drew Tucker coming down the alley. Lost it. Jared Long trying to jar it loose again. Now here's Batcher. He'll slow things down after an interesting sequence from both sides. A lot happening there. Sean Haddock still hung up on the defensive end, as he'll look to come off now. It's Pellegrino, Porter, and Magliano, the midfield unit for Kane here. Here's Porter on the near side. Sends it to X. Johnson gets it up to Batcher. Back down to Johnson. Now here's Porter. Scored the first goal for Kane. Now here's Pellegrino. Just about 25 on the shot clock for Kane. Here's Thorne. Working against Scanlon. Nice move at X, and that hit the post. It's going to be backed up. It looked like Bernstein was at the end line, but it was Batcher closer to the ball. Still give it to Kane. The fresh 60 on the shot clock. Here's Porter. Batcher has it at X, sends it up. Still 11-10 here in Galloway, New Jersey. Pellegrino going to work. Porter skip pass. And Dylan Johnson was ready to load that thing up and send it, but just couldn't handle it cleanly. A beautiful save, however, by him. Now Pellegrino. Nice save by Bernstein. Here's Woolery. And Woolery able to clear it for Stockton. Now they'll slow it down. McHale's out there along with Sean Haddock and Ryan Anderson on that midfield unit. Here's Capizzoli from X. Sends it up to Haddock. Now Haddock work against the long stick midfielder. Both of them are throwing a few shots at each other. Poli at X now. Finds McHale on the near side. He'll work against Tyler Scott. Trying to get underneath his defender. Slide comes. Sends it to X for Poli. Now Poli up top. Here's Capizzoli. He'll rip it. I think that was a save by Repper. Couldn't really see it, but either way, nice man ball at X for Stockton as they gain possession once again. Haddock thought about ripping that one. Now he'll slow it down. Tyler Scott defending him. He's done a nice job against these Ospreys today. Haddock with the low angle shot as he fell to the ground. And now it's going to look to be cleared by Kane. Here's Nolan up to Kenny Yeager. Gibson was able to jar it loose, but now Jenkinson's got it with a head of steam in a lane, and that goes. As Kane ties it up here with just under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. We're all locked up at 11. As the D midfielder, the senior out of Flemington, New Jersey, Hunter Jenkinson, gets the tying goal here in the third. Now we'll see how Stockton responds, or if Kane's able to go on a run and regain the lead that they haven't had for a little while. But again, they've been doing a nice job of working their way back into this one. Illegal procedure on Horvath. It's going to the Cougars. Here's Porter, defended by Connor Jablonski, the freshman. This game has a feeling of the 2021 CSAC Conference Championship that Kane and Stockton played. Kane came out on top on that one, but it has the same type of feel. Here's Pellegrino. To X. Batcher now sends it up to Magliano. Working against the short stick Woolery. Now here's Porter. Woolery with a nice slide upfield. He'll redodge. Porter takes a shot and hits the post. Ball comes out to about midfield, and Poli will be there as it goes out of bounds. And it's still counted as the closest man to the ball as it went out of bounds. Smart play by Dante Poli right there. Just about 3 minutes to go here in the third. Here's Poli getting underneath Thorne, takes a shot, that goes! Dante Poli gets Stockton back on top with his third goal of the night. His 201st career goal now. With a nice individual effort on that dodge against Stephen Thorne. Now this is a big face-off for both sides, as Nick Maffa will come out for Kane, Tyler Horvath for the Ospreys. And this has a feeling like it's going to go back and forth once again, like we saw in that first and start of the second at least, quarter. When it was Stockton would go up one, Kane would tie it, and then they'd go up one, and Stockton would come right back. Here's Levy Smith still with it, lost the stick. And now here's Kenny Yeager getting hounded by Poli. Able to still have it. Here's Scott, he'll take a shot. That's a high bouncer over the cage. Back up one by the Ospreys. Nice work by Colin Bernstein. Long pass upfield to Scanlon. Now Stockton looking to go 2 in a row here if they could get a good possession and a goal. Here's Colomego on the near side, working against Jenkinson. He'll invert to X. Jenkinson's done a nice job as a defensive midi here today. He has a goal scored in this third quarter. Finds Swedlin in front, takes a shot. That one goes well over the goal, and the backup is won by Kane. Anthony Maffa winning the race there. And it's going to be Nolan picking it up for Kane. About 1:45 now here in the third. Long pass over here for Kenny Yeager. Now Reppert's got it. Pass in the middle of the field for Anton Updale. And McCabe able to grab it on the near side, and it's going to be an offsides on Kane. Another big play here in this first round, which could result in Stockton going up 2. Here's Poley. Once again, he'll be working against Stephen Thorne. Here's Capozzoli. Gets it up. Hayden Smallwood will take a run at his defender. He's got a goal. Trying to find Anderson. Anderson never really saw the ball in his stick. Just couldn't handle it cleanly as Drew Tucker throws that one away. It's going to stay with Stockton. Swedlin will start with it against Yeager. He's going to try to beat his man upfield. Nice check by Yeager, jarring it loose. Reppert's got it now. About 40 seconds to go. Here's Nolan, able to get past Capozzoli. Now he's got a lane. He'll take a shot, and that just sails over the crossbar. Had a lot of heat on it, as you can imagine. And a long stick winds up and takes a shot. With that extra few inches, as Dylan Johnson trying to send it back to Nick Thorne, just never saw it. Now Stockton will have it. It's about 20 seconds to go. Here's Anderson. Pass upfield to Levy Smith. 15 now. 10 seconds now. Here's Poley. He'll take a run at Thorne. Got to think a double's coming quickly as he loses it. Cormac McCabe has it. And that's where the third quarter of action will come to a close as Stockton holds a 1-goal lead. After a nice little comeback there from Kane in that quarter, it's 12-11 as we are just about set for the last 15 minutes of this rivalry matchup here in the first round of the conference tournament. We'll take a quick break and we'll get right back to the action. Well, hello everyone and welcome back to the fourth quarter of action here in the first round of the Coastal Lacrosse Conference tournament between Kane and Stockton, two rivals, and this has really lived up to the hype as Stockton holds a 1-goal lead to start. It's 12-11. It's going to be Max Stevens, who's 7-16 on the night, going to take on Tyler Horvath, who's 16-26. Who's done a really nice job at that faceoff X. As Osprey fans know that what he's capable of. Stevens wins this one, but Horvath comes away with a check, but he's going to stay with Kane. Dylan Johnson picking up that ground ball. Little fist bump from Stevens and Porter as he finds his way off the field. Magliano checking in along with Pellegrino and Porter for this midfield unit for Kane. They're going to look to tie it up here. Here's Batcher. Finds Johnson. Now to X. Porter sends it up. Pellegrino has the short stick Pargas on him. He'll take a dodge down the far side. Takes a shot, and that hit Noam Levy-Smith in the head. Pops right up. And for a second, Pargas thought he had it, but Thorne comes away with it. Or excuse me, that was Johnson who came away with it, I believe. Now Batcher will take a shot. Nice save by Bernstein. It's Bernstein's 7th save of the night. Compared to 9 saves for Devin Reppert. Now Stockton will be on offense for the first time in this quarter. They'll send out Brendan McHale along with Sean Haddock and Ryan Anderson. Anderson has it up top. Scott defending. Now Capizzoli. Finds Poli at X. Defended by Thorne. Skip pass up to Ryan Anderson. Now Anderson trying to send it down to Swedlin. About 30 seconds to go now on the shot clock. Here's Brendan McHale. He'll take a long shot, and that one goes. Brendan McHale with his 2nd of the night. And the Ospreys go up 2. Here to start this 4th quarter. A really nice job getting into the middle of the field. Brendan McHale loves working in the middle as opposed to dodging down those alleys. Now it'll be Horvath and Stevens once again. Horvath's been busy tonight as always. Wins this one to himself. Now he's got a lane. We'll see what this turns into. Finds Capizzoli down to Swedlin. And Swedlin will wisely slow things down. There's nothing really materialized there. Here's Stan Colomego playing his last game here at home. He'll be graduating. Here's Capizzoli. Finds Smallwood. Now Smallwood finds Stan Colomego, and a nice save by Reppert. His 10th of the night. Jenkinson able to save it from going out of bounds. Off the pass from Porter. Now Jenkinson able to find Dylan Johnson, and they'll slow things up. It'll be Porter, Pellegrino, and Magliano checking in from the box. Just about a minute to work with on the shot clock after the clear. Magliano's got a step, finds him, his guy at X. Porter back to X. Here's Thorne. Now sends it up top. Here's Batcher. He'll take a shot, and that one goes. Connor Batcher gets his 2nd of the night as he lifts the spirit of these Kane fans. And it's back to a 1-goal lead with 11:30 to go here in the 4th. It'll be Horvath out there along with Nick Maffa at the faceoff X. As for the wings for Stockton, it'll be Steve Woolery, Connor Jablonski. And then for Kane, it's going to be Anthony Porter and Drew Tucker. Horvath able to win that back to himself. Now he'll look for an outlet as he just sends that behind him to Woolery. Woolery may be looking to go to the goal, but he'll slow it up. Finds McHale. Brendan McHale will work against Tyler Scott. So Ryan Anderson is the late check-in for this midfield unit, working against Cormac McCabe. Now Anderson falls down on the check, trying to find Capozzoli, but Nolan comes away with it after evading a few checks from the Ospreys. Now the Cougars are in business. McCabe, he'll take a shot. That one goes wide. Backed up by the Cougars. And now a timeout will be called by Kane with 10:31 to go here in the fourth. Stockton up one, it's 13-12. Please stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back here in Galloway, New Jersey. My name is Eric Bretz. With about 10:30 to go here in the final quarter. Kane down one goal, looking for a solid possession here to tie it once again. As there's Dylan Johnson gets it up to Slusser. Slusser finds Updale. Now Slusser on the near side. He'll work against Grant Pargas, using his body, and he gets the bouncer to go past Bernstein on the inside roll. His first goal here tonight. Jonathan Slusser, the freshman out of Edison, New Jersey. And we're all tied up at 13. It's going to be Stevens and Horvath once again at center X, ready to duke it out. As it looks like head coach Shelly Shiner's speaking to the referees, and now Stevens going over there. Not too sure what's going on. Now it looks like a neckband of some sort for Hunter Jenkinson. Never really knew what that was used for, but a lot of athletes like using that. It reminds me of those balance bands that you used to wear around your wrists, and I think it was kind of a scam, but either way, here we go. Stevens wins that one, flips it back to Jenkinson. And Kane back in work, looking to go up one as we cross the 10-minute mark. They'll slow things down with their number one midfield unit out there in Porter, Magliano, and Pellegrino. Pellegrino's got 2 goals already, working against Levy Smith. Nice work by Levy Smith down the far alley. 30 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Here's Batcher. Able to find Johnson and just sends that one wide. They're going to say it either hit Bernstein or the net. So they'll reset the shot clock to 60. Excuse me, that was Thorne, not Johnson. Batcher gets it up to Porter. Now Pellegrino will take another run at Levy Smith. Magliano finds Porter. Porter will wind up, and that one just pulled a little left. Backed up by Dylan Johnson. Now he'll dodge from X, uses the pick from Pellegrino, and now Johnson's got a shorty, Levy Smith, on him. Sends it to X for Thorne. Back to Johnson, and he'll redodge. Just under 30 seconds to go. Pellegrino with his hands free, and that one just goes wide. 24 on the shot clock as Thorne has it. Thorne trying to get underneath his defender, takes a shot that hit off the post. And the race to the sideline is won by the Cougars as the shot clock once again will reset. It's going to be a long defensive possession here for the Ospreys. And that's exactly what Kane wants. Nice long possession, tire out these defenders, hopefully snag a goal and go up one. It's been about a minute and a half to 2 minutes of defense, straight defense from Stockton. Now Pellegrino will take a shot. That hit Bernstein on the head, and once again, shot clock's gonna reset as Bernstein stands tall. Batcher now, dodging from X. Gets it up. Porter with a nice, or excuse me, Thorne with a falling shot. Bernstein able to make the low save. Now here's Woolery, able to clear it for Stockton. Poley at X, working against Thorne. Finds Haddock. He'll be defended by Drew Tucker. Now Ryan Anderson has it up top. Jenkinson defending him. Now Capizzoli trying to use the pick from Anderson, and a nice save there made by Reppert as the Cougars come the other way. Here's Thorne, able to get rid of it to Jenkinson. We'll see if Jenkinson tries to push the issue here. Looks like he'll just slow it down. Sean Haddock, short stick defender, out on the field right now. I've mentioned in the past he's more of an offensive midfielder, but with his size and speed, he could definitely play defense, as this is exactly what Brendan McHale did right there, as that takeaway check comes. And now Stockton back in action. Just about 65 seconds to work with, plenty of time. Here's Poley working against the shorty, Anton Updale. As he's one of those guys, like Haddock, mainly an offensive guy. But you could see him play some good defense there on Poley. As a flag will fly, a late flag, it's going to go against Kenny Yeager. As Haddock will pull his defender out to about midfield, that's Cormac McCabe. And a penalty is coming, 35 to work with. Haddock, you could see McCabe talking to him. I'm sure those weren't kind words exchanged. Here's Haddock once again, 20 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Roll back. Now gets inside. He'll take a shot. Nice save by Reppert. So it's going to be Yeager going off for the slash. I got to assume it would be a slash. It was a hit right on the back of Poley. It's going to be a 1-minute penalty against Yeager. And as always, these Kane fans not happy with the call. All locked up at 13 here in the first round of the Coastal Lacrosse Conference Championship matchup. And Stockton will go to work man up once again. Here's Hopkins with it. Gets it up to Capizzoli. Anderson inside to Swedlin. Swedlin has room. Takes a shot, but I think that it either got checked or it hit someone. So he was trying to shoot it. Poley able to recollect. Now here's Haddock. 30 seconds left on the penalty. Gets it down to Hopkins. Hopkins trying to go low to high. Might have been one of those instances where you try to take a little power off, just try to get a little finesse there, and try to stick it in the place you want it. Either way, over the crossbar with 22 still on the penalty. Shot clock's going to end before the penalty does. By about half a second, it looks like. Here's Capozzoli. 8 seconds now. Poli. He'll get a shot away, and that goes! Dante Poli with the go-ahead goal with 4:47 to go in the final quarter as Stockton strikes man up with just 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Dante Poli with his 4th of the night. I'll tell you what, that fake and low to high shot, very similar to the goal he had against Montclair State in the 2019 conference championship. That Stockton won their first ever. Same type of play. That was on many highlight reels, as Stevens was able to win that one to himself, and Kane will look to answer now. Time ticking away here. Been a great matchup in this first round. As I mentioned, Montclair able to knock off number 5 seed Mary Washington earlier today in an 18-14 win. So they'll play Salisbury. The winner of this is going to play the number 2 seed Christopher Newport, which both teams kind of got blown out in the regular season by. Here's Thorne. Finds Magliano. Now Porter. Nice lift check from Scanlon, but Porter able to keep it. Here's Pellegrino. .20 on the shot clock. Thorne from X got his guy hung up. Now he'll score. Matt Gibson gets beat there. And Nick Thorne with his 4th goal of the day. And if you're an Osprey fan, you'd like to see Gibson just keep the guy in front of him. Don't try to go over the head. Coaches preach that all the time. And that's how he got beat there. So he's had a really nice day, but Thorne's tallies another one. And it's now all locked up at 14 with 3:37 to go here in Galloway, New Jersey. It's Stevens and Horvath. Horvath able to win it. Just kind of send it back to Woolery. And now Stockton will look to answer. As I mentioned, this is exactly how the game kind of feels like it would go back and forth in these final 2 quarters, and that's exactly what it's been. As Kane was able to work their way back from a 3-goal deficit at halftime. And came within 1 at the end of the 3rd as Robbie O'Brien gets stripped at midfield. Nice check there from McSorley, but it's going to be an offsides. They're going to say against McSorley. Must have had his foot on the line of some sort. And that's really unfortunate, as that was a nice takeaway check. Now here's Jenkinson. Gets it down, and that's another goal for Kane. Nick Thorne with his 5th. And now with just under 3 minutes to go, it's up to Stockton to answer right back. What a great game we have on hand. It's going to be Stevens and Horvath, and possibly one of the bigger face-offs here of this game. It's a lockup at center X right now. Looks like Stevens has the clamp, and he's got the win. After a slow start from Max Stevens, he's turned it on here in the second half. He's done a nice job against Horvath, and Kane will take a timeout as they're up 1 with the ball with 2:41 to go in the first round matchup. We'll be right back. Please stay with us. Hello and welcome back. It's going to be Kane with the ball out of the timeout. I want to thank everybody who's following along here tonight, as you have been treated to a great matchup here in the first round of this Coastal Lacrosse Conference Tournament. We'll see who starts with it. It's going to be Anthony Porter on the far alley, defended by Brendan Scanlon. And yeah, it looks like Kane probably just going to try to run out most of this clock, and then with maybe about 30 seconds or so, going to try to go to the goal, tag in another one. Porter out by midfield, defended by the long stick. Scanlon first on the team and caused turnovers for Stockton. Now to X for Thorne. Tallied his 5th goal just moments ago. Pellegrino sends it over for Magliano. 30 seconds or so here on the shot clock. Kane in no rush. So we're under 2 minutes to go now. Grant Pargas inverted at X with Dante Magliano. Little shake and bake from Magliano, but Pargas able to stay in front. Now the ball's loose, just for a moment, however. Magliano getting in the middle of the field. He'll take a low shot, and the bouncer goes wide with 3 seconds left on the shot clock. They'll more than likely just dump it in the corner, and that's exactly what they'll do, as it's a nice defensive stand from Stockton right when they needed it the most. Minute and a half to go. Game clock and shot clock separated by about 10 seconds. As it's the biggest moment of the season here for this Stockton Osprey offense. If they can't convert here, they may very well be going home. And it's going to be a timeout now from Stockton as they'll talk things over with 1:09 on the clock, 51 seconds on the shot clock. So we'll be right back right after this timeout. Please stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. Ryan Anderson starting with it in the far alley as his team trails by 1 with 1:09 to go. Biggest moment of the season here for Stockton. They could be going home if they don't convert here. Here's McHale down the far alley. Scott defending. McHale finds Capozzoli. 45 on the game clock now. Here's McHale. Trying to get in the middle of the field, turns back. He'll take a shot. And that one goes wide, but Kane's got the backup. That's a gut punch right now for Stockton, as there was just no one back there. And another timeout, it seems. What a moment here. And with 37 seconds to go, Kane up 1. They will have the ball looking to clear. Shot clock obviously not an issue. And as I mentioned, the winner of this one will play Christopher Newport, who both teams lost to in the regular season. Kane lost to them 20-5 in their last game. And Stockton lost to him, I think it was 25-8. So obviously either team that advances going to want another crack at top-ranked Christopher Newport in the conference tournament. But we've had a great showing from both sides here. Both teams not giving up. We'll see what comes of this final 37 seconds as the teams are about to break huddle. And so once again, whoever advances, that game is going to be on Friday. So it's going to be Hunter Jenkinson to start with it on the defensive side of the field for them. It's 15-14. Kane in the lead with 37 seconds to go. They have the ball. Scanlon's going to defend him all the way down the field. Here's Jenkinson. And possibly the biggest moment for Kane as well. Just trying to clear it and run out this clock. It's Batcher on the far side. He gets doubled. And he gets tripped up. Flag flies. And that'll all about seal it. Not sure who that penalty is going to go against. As Bernstein was pulled for Dan Highland, who's got the goalie stick with a little extra length to it for defensive purposes. With 11.9 to go, Kane's going to go man up. They got a double. Goalie's out of the cage. It's going to be Gibson with a trip. 1 minute penalty, not that that will matter again with just 11.9 to go. Anthony Porter with it. And that will just about do it as Kane advances to the semifinals to take on Christopher Newport on Friday. A great showing from both sides here as Stockton just falls short as they see their season come to an end. Kane's going to celebrate a big win in this rivalry matchup, as I have mentioned. Kane pulls it out in a 15-14 victory over Stockton. A great season from Stockton. They never hung their heads. Always showed a maximum effort. And you got to feel for them, knowing that there's 12 of those guys not going to be on the roster next year. 12 of those guys that had a great impact in Stockton's success over these past few years. It's a sad way to go, but a lot of times losing in sports builds a whole lot of character, and a lot of life lessons are gained along the way as well. So thank you to all who followed along here tonight. Kane pulls out the victory and will advance to the semifinals against Christopher Newport on Friday. My name is Eric Bretz, and for the final time, hope you all have a great rest of your night. And even though they lost, go Ospreys as always.